In the depths of secrecy, where the unimaginable lurks just beyond our grasp, there exists an organization dedicated to containing the anomalies that defy all logic. It is known as the SCP Foundation. The SCP Foundation is a fictional research and containment organization dedicated to documenting creatures, artifacts, and phenomena that challenge our understanding of reality. Its mission? To secure, contain, and protect. The Foundation operates in the shadows, keeping humanity safe from anomalies that could threaten the world as we know it. This add-on is an homage to the original SCP universe, a reimagining that brings the essence of mystery and discovery into a new interactive world. While not an exact replica, it captures the spirit of the Foundation, offering a fresh interpretation of its legendary anomalies and stories. Prepare yourself for an adventure into the unknown. Welcome to the SCP Foundation.
In Minecraft. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Wolf, and in today's video, we are taking a deep dive into the world of the SCP Foundation, a universe where the bizarre and the mysterious and the unexplainable are kept under lock and key. First off, huge shout out and thank you to Mythicus Studio for giving me early access to this add-on. I know I'm a little late to the initial launch, but I was given early access to some of the updated versions that included community feedback, changes to structures, bug fixes, and a few new blocks, all of which will be included in this video. If that intro wasn't enough to explain what this is all about, SCP stands for Special Containment Procedures. Mythicus took inspiration from and brought over a bunch of different SCP creatures from the original SCP Foundation project, and put them inside of Minecraft, along with creating some amazing looking laboratories that will randomly spawn throughout your Minecraft world. And to go with it all, custom armor sets, OP weapons, and new tools to help you fight these new threats. And again, secure, contain, and protect. I've gone ahead and included timestamps down in the description if you're looking for something in particular and you want to just skip straight to it. To start off, this add-on will run you 990 Minecraft coins, or about $6 US. When first joining the world, you'll be given a guidebook. Well, in this case, it's more of a menu. Here, you get a brief explanation of what to expect and what's included in the add-on. As you can see, you have tabs for an item list and other information. We'll jump into the items tab in a minute and take a look at all the neat stuff that you can collect, but first, let's cover the items in the other tab, since this provides more context of what you'll actually be doing when playing this add-on. In this section, we have ore generation, containment breaches, structures, and custom blocks. I'm going to explain these a bit out of order, since throughout your time playing, you're probably going to experience these in a slightly different cadence. Firstly, let's talk about containment breaches. These are world events that will roughly occur every 15 in-game days.
SCP-2678, Class Keter, known as the Cursed Shadow, has breached containment. All personnel will sustain damage if their light levels fall below 12. Ensure proper lighting to mitigate risks. This is a critical situation. Take immediate precautions.
You will receive a warning telling you which breach is occurring about 5 minutes before it begins. There are 4 different breaches in the game at release, with a promise of more coming with future updates. Here you have Aqua Sharp. Any contact with water will damage you. Void Whisper. Staying above Y64 will cause you to take damage. Then there's the opposite, Abyssal Peril. Going below Y40, you will take damage. And lastly is Cursed Shadow. If you stay in a light level lower than 12, you will take damage. For context, light level during the day in direct sunlight is 15. Light level 12 is about 2 blocks away from a torch when placed directly on the ground. So, needless to say, don't go out at night. Now, like I said, there are a bunch of new tools to help you survive these containments and grant other benefits. But first, you're gonna need to find and collect some of the new materials in order to craft these new weapons, armor, and trinkets. There are 7 new ores and materials that you need to find throughout your world. SCP Essence, cobalt, lithium, platinum, tungsten, radium, and uranium. SCP Essence can be mined from ore blocks or will drop when defeating different SCP entities. The rest of the ores can be found in their regular form, or in deep slate form, with radium and uranium being more rare and spawning more commonly the deeper you get. All of these ores behave exactly like vanilla ore and can be smelted in a furnace or a blast furnace to make ingots. 9 ingots makes a full block. There is a ton of crafting involved in this add-on. It starts out really complicated, but once you understand the concept, it's really not that bad. It's basically a massive upgrading system. You start out with basic level items, and then you add other items to make them stronger and better items. There are essentially 5 base items that you need to craft in order to make weapons, and 5 basic items to make the armor. There is 1 piece you need for trinkets, and then there's 1 piece you need to repair your gear. Firstly, the weapons. You need to make a hardened stick, an alloyed stick, and a reinforced stick. Then, you need to make treated string and hardened string. These 5 items, in some capacity, are used in crafting all of the weapons. A hardened stick is made with 1 normal stick and 4 cobalt ingots. An alloyed stick is made with a hardened stick and 4 platinum ingots. And a reinforced stick is made with an alloyed stick and 2 radium ingots and 2 uranium ingots. See what I meant by just adding more items to make upgrades? Now for the strings. Treated string is made with 1 string and 4 lithium ingots. Then a hardened string is made with, you guessed it, treated string, and then 4 tungsten ingots. With these items as your base, you can make any of the special items that are required to make the weapons. For example, to make a blast stick, which is a piece required to make the drill bow, you simply add 8 blast material to a hardened stick. You then take 3 blast sticks and combine them with 3 treated string to complete this weapon. Make sense? Now before we take a look at the weapons, let's go over the armor crafting steps. The same thing as the weapons, make basic material, and then add more items to upgrade it. Only difference is now there is an extra component that also needs added in order to upgrade to the next tier. So, armor has 5 different tiers of fabric. Then, 3 different tiers of tech components. Starting with SCP-002 fabric, made with 5 string, no big deal. Then, your basic tech component is made with 1 lithium ingot, 1 redstone, and 1 cobalt ingot. An advanced tech component is made with 1 basic tech component, 1 tungsten ingot, 1 platinum ingot, and 2 redstone dust. Then finally, an enhanced tech component is made with 1 advanced component, 2 redstone dust, 3 radium ingots, and 3 uranium ingots. Now we take these different levels of tech components and add in SCP Essence to upgrade fabrics. For example, to make SCP-002-2 or basic fabric, we need to combine 2 SCP Essences and a basic tech component with regular fabric. Then, to upgrade again to SCP-002-3 or advanced fabric, you need 1 basic fabric, 2 SCP Essence, and 1 advanced tech component. Get the idea? Alright, moving on. Finally, we have our 2 miscellaneous items, but both are extremely important when it comes to repairing your gear and crafting any of the trinkets. First is the Repair Essence. Made with 5 SCP Essences, you can repair any weapon or armor back to its peak condition. Then you have the SCP Core. This is made with 4 Essences, 2 cobalt ingots, 2 lithium ingots, and 1 platinum ingot. Now that you have an understanding of how the crafting in this add-on works, let's take a closer look at some of the items that you can make. Starting with the O5 Sword. I like to call this the Meteor Sword, and for good reason. It has a passive ability to slowly increase its damage output every time you kill an enemy. But its main ability is when held for 5 seconds, it will summon a flaming meteorite on the aimed location, dealing massive damage. It even has a base of plus 15 attack. That just gives you an idea of how powerful some of these weapons are, and that's not including any enchantments, which, yes, on top of these extreme abilities, they can also be enchanted. That goes for the weapons and armor. On to the next weapon, the Aberration Sword. Its ability is that it has a 30% chance to apply a negative effect to the target and apply a positive effect to the user. The passive will increase this chance by 0.1% for every entity killed. And that doesn't just mean SCP entities. You got a mob farm up and running in your world already? Some of you guys are going to be sitting pretty with some crazy weapons once you get the materials. Next is the Anoma Sword. When attacking with this weapon, it has a 30% chance to give you 10 XP. Its special ability allows the user to throw a dagger at the cost of 1 weapon durability. The last sword is the Soul Sword. Its ability is that you can exchange health for raw damage. Then if you kill the enemy while the power exchange ability is active, you regain your health. There are also 2 axes. However, these look to be more coded like swords in the creative menu, but I could be wrong. First is the Contain Axe. This allows you to throw a boomerang axe that slows enemies on hit. Its passive ability states that there is a small chance to get a spawn egg when defeating an enemy. Next is the Phantom Axe. Its passive grants you 1 soul for every entity you defeat and then stores it. The main ability states that upon reaching 10 souls, activation will summon SCP-135 to assist you in battle for 60 seconds. Lastly is the Reality Hammer. This one sounds pretty interesting. Its ability will apply punch to surrounding enemies. The passive increases the power of that punch by 0.5 per kill, up to a total of times 50. Now if you thought those were wild, wait till you see some of these new bows. Since I already mentioned it, let's start with the drill bow. It will break blocks along the arrow's path when you fire it. It also creates a very large explosion when the arrow strikes an entity. Next is the Echo Bow. This creates a temporary turret that shoots arrows at nearby entities, and the turret lasts for about 5 seconds. One of my favorites is the Thunder Call Bow. Charging this shot will cause the bow to conduct electricity. You will then hear an audio cue and it maxes out at times 5. Releasing will discharge all the lightning at the arrow's location. Next is the Anomapul Bow. Does exactly what it sounds like it does. Pulls entities towards the arrow and damages them over time. You will gain an extra 10 XP per enemy caught in the pull. Onto the Affliction Bow. Wherever the arrow lands, you will summon SCP number 72 to assist you in battle for 60 seconds. Now the Nullify Bow. To be honest, this is one of the stronger bows. When the arrow makes contact with a target or the ground, it will place down a temporary nullifying sphere. It's a big white circle. If you crouch within the 10 seconds that this sphere is placed, it will call down a massive nullifying beam that destroys anything nearby. And lastly is the Dimension Bow. This one speaks for itself. It will create a massive wormhole that pulls entities into it and creates explosions around the wormhole. Crazy thing is, it has about half the cooldown compared to the other really strong bows at only 30 seconds. Okay, moving on to the armor sets. Now while these guys may be pretty investment heavy and time consuming to make, they come with some awesome set bonuses. So starting with the lowest tier, or the leather equivalent, is Class D set. While wearing this full set, you will be given 5 additional hearts, and it will passively increase your sprint speed the longer you run. Okay, next is the Tier 2 or the gold level sets. The Alpha 9 set grants invincibility for 3 seconds after crouching, and it passively grants you immunity to any negative status effects. Now the Chaos set states that when crouching, you summon SCP-101 to assist you in combat for 20 seconds. Its passive allows all tamed creatures to gain strength, resistance, and regeneration 1. On to Tier 3, or the Iron equivalent. The Omega set is like power armor. Its ability is a charging dash that is held when you crouch. The longer you hold, the more powerful the dash is. It will passively negate all fall damage, and you create a shockwave when landing, knocking back any creature nearby. While Omega is all about being up close and personal, the MTF set, or Mobile Task Force armor, is an archer's dream. This set grants homing arrows, and when you crouch, you can reset all the cooldowns on the special SCP bows. Tier 4, or Diamond level armor, is the Alpha 1 set. This armor will constantly damage and debuff enemies while crouched. And then finally, Tier 5, or Netherite level, is the O5 set. This releases a powerful shockwave when crouching that increases in size plus increases in damage the longer you hold it. The passive bonus is you are now completely immune to any containment event debuff. Yeah, like I said, some of these are really nasty. Okay, lastly we have the Trinkets. These are going to really help you deal with the challenges involving the SCPs and all of the world events. Now, specifically, to deal with containment breaches, there are containment capsules. These are designed for emergency use, and when consumed, will immediately neutralize and contain any active containment breach. You can make one of these with a glass bottle, 4 platinum ingots, and 1 SCP core. On the flip side, there is also SCP number 1899, or a Chaos Capsule, which will initiate a containment breach event when consumed. This is made with 4 radium ingots, an SCP core, and 1 containment capsule. There are also items that grant you some pretty crazy passive benefits, like this broken sword. When active, it will passively charge up a rage meter whenever you deal or take any damage. When fully charged, activate it to massively increase your damage and damage reduction for a short time. This trinket is made with a block of uranium, an SCP core, and an iron sword. Next is the Sharpened Stone. This passively will increase its level each time you survive a containment breach. It grants levels of strength based off the number of containments that you've survived. Next is the Tungsten Chestplate. This will passively charge by taking or dealing damage to entities. When activated, will grant you complete immunity for 5 seconds. You can make this with 1 SCP core, 5 tungsten blocks, and 2 tungsten ingots. Next is the Flashlight, which does exactly what you think it does. This acts as a light source. It slowly loses durability the longer that you have it on, and you can make this with 4 cobalt ingots and 1 SCP essence. There's even a trinket called the Magnet. It also does exactly what you think it does, and when activated, pulls items and XP to you. It's made with 2 cobalt ingots, 2 redstone, and 1 redstone block, and 1 cobalt block. There's even a pair of slippers. Now you can't wear these, but you can craft them with 2 platinum ingots, 1 SCP core, and a pair of leather boots. These will grant you a double jump ability, and it has a passive bonus of feather falling, but it will slowly lose durability while active. There's also a tool belt, made with 2 copper ingots, an SCP core, a diamond shovel, a diamond axe, and a diamond pickaxe. But this will triple any XP gains you get while a containment breach is active. Now, something to help you stay alive is the Vial. It will passively activate and grant you regeneration if your health drops below 20%. You can craft one of these with 2 apples, a glass bottle, an SCP core, and 2 tungsten ingots. You got a bunch of XP that you don't want to lose? Craft a tome. This will allow you to store up 30 levels of XP and save it for later. Crafted with 7 radium ingots, an SCP core, and 1 book. Next, you have the boxing gloves. These will create a sort of force field around you that constantly pushes hostile mobs back. Again, slowly losing durability while active. You can craft this with 2 uranium ingots, 1 uranium block, an SCP core, and 2 wool blocks. Now, one really helpful trinket is the Hand Mirror. This acts as a waystone or a teleport tool. Holding Interact will set a warping location. You can then warp back to that location whenever you want. This is made by combining 5 glass blocks, 1 SCP core, and 1 platinum ingot. Now, probably my favorite trinket is the Camera. This allows you to see the names of each SCP entity by just looking at them. Then you can refer to this video or the wiki to determine if you're safe or if you should run for your life. You can make this by combining a spyglass, an SCP core, 1 lithium ingot, and 1 platinum ingot. Next is the Mutated Pearl. This is an ender pearl on steroids. It has a 15-second cooldown, but uses 10% durability on each use. Made with 2 radium blocks, 2 uranium blocks, 1 ender pearl, and 1 SCP core. There are also a few items that have a very low drop chance from defeating SCPs. One of those items is the Curer's Flask. This will buff any tamed creature that you have with you. Interact with your companion to grant them the passive random effect buff, meaning it will grant them buffs like strength, resistance, or health boost. Another one of these items is the Reaper's Core. This activates the ability to retain your inventory on death. One is called Rot's Arm. This allows you to improve your mining size. You can swap between 1x1, 3x3, and 5x5. The other is the Lurer's Sting, continuously damaging nearby hostile enemies, consuming 1 durability every second that it's active. Since some of these items require a hefty amount of materials, Mythicus was nice enough to leave us a few shortcuts. This add-on brings with it 3 new traders: the Trinket Trader, the SCP Materials Trader, and the Ingot Trader, all of which will trade valuable items in exchange for SCP Essence. By now you're probably thinking to yourself, what's the point? What is the point of making all of this really cool stuff, and how do I even get things like Anoma material or Blast material? Well, they come from within these newly generated laboratories and containment facilities that have begun popping up throughout the world. There are 13 different designs in total, 10 of which being on the surface, and 3 of them being hidden underground. While they technically don't have any names, in the game files they are referred to as FC0 through 9, with the underground structures being called SCP Hangar, SCP Lab, and SCP Office. I really love the design and the whole aesthetic of these laboratories. Hell, they even have bathrooms. They also have custom blocks and furniture available for you to craft so that you can recreate your own containment facility if you want. And my only gripe, and a lot of the other creators who got early access to this build had the same feedback: we wanted more incentive to go inside of these structures. The devs heard that feedback, and with this next oncoming patch, there will be more materials and loot tucked away inside these buildings. SCP-related items, custom ores, and a rare chance at finding some of the trinkets. This is a great change and makes these buildings much more worth exploring. Each one of these structures can be found within any biome besides oceans and deserts, and will randomly spawn 1 to 3 SCPs. At launch, there are a total of 13 SCPs to fight, or in some cases, run away from. We're going to go through these in no particular order, but just remember that each one of these is chosen at random when the structure generates, so you won't always find the same SCPs in the same facilities. First is SCP-011, the Reptile. This colossal reptilian entity is known for its impenetrable scales and rapid regeneration. Nearly invulnerable to damage, it exhibits aggressive behavior when provoked, making containment a significant challenge. This guy cannot be killed, only stunned for a short time. You deal enough damage to knock it out, and this will allow you to either contain it or escape. Next is SCP-027, the Howler. This elucid is a playful yet sinister entity that hunts with chilling screams, using its tongue to inflict damage and torment its prey. If you manage to contain and defeat this monstrosity, it will drop SCP Essence and has a 50% chance to drop Echo material. Next is SCP-035, the Curer. Now the Curer is shy, yet curious. It summons 3 zombies and 1 skeleton every 15 seconds. If provoked, it will become hostile. If defeated, it will drop SCP Essence and has a 75% chance to drop the Curer's Flask Trinket. Now this next one absolutely terrifies me. SCP-041, Screech. It moves slowly and has very unpredictable reactions to players. If provoked, will become very aggressive, screaming and attacking erratically. In its crying state, it gains lethal power. And lethal isn't a joke. This guy will one-shot you in full netherite gear. So, a few of those trinkets will really come in handy. If you manage to defeat it, it will drop Essence and has a 50% chance to drop Blast material. Next is SCP-058, the Faceless Deer. This calmly moving creature lures players in with a false sense of safety. Once you get close enough to the deer, it will charge while emitting a terrifying scream, which inflicts darkness. Defeating this elucid will drop SCP Essence. On to SCP-303, the Puppet. At first, this entity feels safe, but then transforms into a bizarre, unsettling form when provoked. It chases players with awkward, unnerving movements. This entity also drops SCP Essence when defeated. Next is SCP-072, Rot. Rot moves slowly with an almost friendly demeanor. It only attacks if provoked, delivering slow yet extremely powerful strikes. When threatened, it enters a fetal position and begins to regenerate its health. This big guy has a 25% chance to drop the Rot's arm trinket. This is SCP-084, the Red Light. It shifts between calm and aggression based on the color of its lights. It becomes lifeless in green, moves oddly in yellow, and then relentlessly pursues its prey in red. When defeated, it has a 25% chance to drop affliction material. This little guy is SCP-094, also known as the Blorp. It's cute and also useful. It can be tamed with essence and assists players in combat. It moves gracefully, attacking with the unknown green object that it carries. It displays adorable idle animations when not engaged. If you are a cruel monster like the other SCPs and decide to kill this innocent creature, it only has a 75% chance to drop SCP Essence. This horrific looking creature is SCP-101, the Lure. It is an ambush predator, and it lures players close with an XP granting flower before it attacks. Using quick shift attacks while darting away and then back, it releases a toxic gas. Players who best this beast will be rewarded with SCP Essence, some thunder material, and a small chance at the Lure's Sting trinket. This terrifying figure is SCP-118, the Reaper. It is fueled by constant rage. It charges with powerful sword swings, resting briefly before continuing its assault. Upon defeat, it will compress itself into a deadly explosion. It will drop SCP Essence, nullify material, and has a small chance to drop the Reaper's core trinket. Now this wonderful creature is SCP-128, also known as the Mask. It normally is a bundle of joy and happiness, until provoked. It will then rotate its head 360 degrees and summon up to 4 clones, all with the same devastating attack power. If you happen to defeat them all, you will only have a 50% chance at SCP Essence. Last but not least is SCP-135, the Desolate Phantom. It's a trickster that likes to fade in and out of invisibility using eerie sounds to induce paranoia. It strikes with slowness-inducing punches before disappearing again. If outsmarted, this entity will drop Essence and has a chance to also drop Anoma material. And with that, guys, we have reached the end of the guide. The devs over at Mythicus did a great job as usual with this add-on, and I think with just a few tweaks is well worth giving a playthrough. If you have any suggestions, feedback, or any other SCPs that you'd like to see added, leave a comment down below and I'll make sure to get it over to the team's suggestion thread on their official Discord server. In the meantime, if you haven't already, or if you're new here, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you enjoy this type of content and you want to see more, consider subscribing and hit the bell next to subscribe so you can turn on those upload notifications. That way you won't miss any of the latest and greatest add-on guides and walkthroughs. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming and watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Wolf, out!